I'm Tom. Let's talk about Hamza Sheeraz and Carlos Adames. This fight is a true 50-50 for me. Initially, I favoured Sheeraz, perhaps just a bit of bias. I'm British, he's British. I'd like another British champion. So initially, I favoured Hamza Sheeraz. I also do rate him, but Adames and his experience against taller guys, I think I perhaps ignored a bit. Carlos Adames has got experience fighting taller guys. He's quite versed in that area, and I don't think we've seen anyone. I don't think we've seen Hamza Sheeraz fight anyone of Carlos Adames' ability. Full stop. But we've also not seen him fight anyone of that ability with experience against taller guys. And I think that will play a factor. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought, look, Sheeraz is just really good on the inside anyway, so I don't think it matters too much, to be honest. And Sheeraz has been on with, you know, he's been in there with pretty incredible level. Sheeraz is pretty incredible, is at a pretty incredible level for his experience. And for his level, he's pretty incredible. But his level isn't Carlos Adames yet. He's been blowing people out of the water at his level. So where is he from there? I mean, look, we haven't seen him at this level. And what happens when he gets cracked? And I don't mean cracked like we saw him cracked against Williams. I don't mean cracked like just not... I mean, when he gets hit by Carlos Adames, what does he do? Does he revert to, I'm going to box and run away and try and use my reach? Or does he go, come on then, let's have this, I will show you what I can do? I think that's probably a risky game if he does that. What happens when he gets cracked? I think logically, I want to say, I think Carlos Adames is going to win this. Logically, I want to say Carlos Adames is the better fighter, he's the champion, and he's the really good guy in this division. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I want to say Carlos Adames. But, because I just think Sheeraz perhaps isn't ready yet. I hesitate to say him. I think maybe he's been thrown in, slightly overhyped, because he's an ambassador for the Riyadh season. And that's no slight on Sheeraz. I've seen him live. I think he's fantastic. I really think he is good. But is he perhaps overhyped slightly because of his position with Riyadh season and this? Is he slightly pushed too much? You know, we saw it with Mark Chamberlain, maybe thrown in too deep, too early. Part of me thinks that, but actually I saw him live against somebody I thought would really test him, and he passed that test with flying colours. He really is good. I don't mean any sort of slight on Hamza Sheeraz here, but Carlos Adames, that's a real test. That's a real test. You pass that, you're world champion. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a gimme fight. This isn't a 50-50. Well, I mean, this is a 50-50. This isn't like a 60-40. This isn't he goes in as a favourite. He goes in probably as the underdog here. He goes in not expected to win this. He goes in with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. And I wonder if he's ready. I just hesitate with Sheeraz. But as much as I think, as much as my head is telling me, go for Carlos Adames, I think I've got to go for Sheeraz. I think I've got to back the Brit. I think I've said previously, I don't know if he's up to par, and he has been. He's proved me wrong. And I think because of that, I almost have to go for the guy I initially thought. The more I've thought about it, the more I've pondered, the more I've thought, actually, I just don't think he's ready. And Carlos Adames, he's got experience at the top level. He's got experience against taller opponents. He can crack. And what happens when and there's those questions have been answered. How does he do at the top level? Well, we know he's a world champion. How does he do against taller opponents? Well, we know he's beaten them. How's his punch power, for example? Well, he can crack. These are questions we haven't seen answered from Hamza Sheeraz, just because he's not been in there of that level. How does he do at a really high level? We haven't seen him. How does he do against guys who can fight against taller opponents? Well, we know he likes to fight on the inside, so you'd assume pretty well. But we haven't seen him in there with somebody well-versed in taller opponents. How does he do when he gets cracked? I mean, we've seen him wobbled, you know, his legs are a bit shaky, and he very quickly shook it off. But that wasn't against a top opponent who can crack. So when we see him in there with a top opponent who can crack, what does he do? Does he get scared? Has he got a glass chin? We haven't got these questions answered. And that's why I'm thinking, really, I want to go with Carlos Adames. But I'm going to say, with no conviction and no confidence, Sheeraz is going to win. I think he'll just win. Don't think he'll stop him. I think he'll just win. I'm going to go Hamza Sheeraz to win on points, only just. And I think a lot of these fights are going to go to points, which means I think it's going to be a long night, people. But you don't know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you think this fight will go? Do you think it's too much, too soon? Or do you think it's just right, just the right amount, at just the perfect time? Let me know your thoughts, people. Look forward to reading it. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. How YouTube works. Peace.